In this video, we're going to talk about how to solve an equation for x using the algebra tiles and the equation mat. Okay, so first step is to set up our equation mat. So we're going to start with 4 unit tiles minus the group 2x plus 3 plus 3x and minus an x squared. On the right side, we have the group in the opposite of the group x squared plus 4x plus 2 and 5x up top. Now let's see if we can try to get some of these tiles off our board. So we're recording as we go. Let's look for some zeros. It looks like we have 3 unit tiles on the left and 3 unit tiles on the top and bottom that can be removed because 3 minus 3 is 0. There's also 2x on the top and 2x on the bottom, so 2x minus 2x equals 0. Something similar on the right, we have 4x's on top and 4x's on bottom. So we've removed all the zeros that we can find, and we're going to record what we have left. 1 plus x minus an x squared. On the left, on the right, we have x minus the group x squared plus 2. And we removed zeros. Now let's take a moment to flip everything up because everything in the top is going to help us see some other things to cancel. And we're going to record what we see. The left side remains the same, 1 plus x minus x squared. The right side has x minus x squared minus 2. And we flipped. Now let's see what we can remove from both sides. Remember, they need to be the same tile to keep things balanced. So we're going to take a negative x squared off of both sides and a positive x off of both sides. And we're left with 1 on the left and negative 2 on the right. And we remove the same from both sides. Remember, this is an equation. So our equation right now says 1 equals negative 2. Now we know that's not true. So what that means is if 1 equals negative 2 is the result, what we have here is no solution. Because since this is not a true equation, everything above it, all the lines we did previously, also cannot be equal because we made all legal moves. So your answer on this problem is no solution at the end. Be sure you're continuing to show your work and check everything over to make sure no solution is correct. The next problem, we're going to have a chance for you to try it on your own. So take a moment to try this problem. Set up your equation mat. Simplify as much as you can. Remove things from both sides until you get to the end. Pause the video now and restart it when you're ready to see the solution. Okay, so now here let's start setting it up first and then we'll start to break it apart. X squared plus 3x minus 5 minus the group 4x plus 1. On the right side we have the opposite of the group negative x squared plus 3x plus 4 and then 6x on top plus 6. Okay, let's see if we can get some of this stuff off of our board. We have 3x's on top and bottom. On the left side we can remove 3x minus 3x is a 0. No more zeros on the left. Let's take a look at the right. We have 3x's on top and bottom again that we can remove. 3x minus 3x. We also have 6 unit tiles and 4 unit tiles on the bottom. So we'll remove 4 from each side and we'll be left with 2 on the top. And that's all of our zeros. So our end result, we'll record what we have left now. X squared plus negative 5 minus the group x plus 1. On the right we have 3x plus 2 minus negative x squared. And we removed zeros. Now let's take a moment to flip everything up now that our zeros are gone. And we'll record what we have. We have x squared plus a negative 6 plus a negative x equals 3x plus 2 plus x squared. And we flipped the tiles. Let's see, is there anything on each side that we can remove? It looks like there's an x squared on both sides, so we're going to remove that x squared, keeping it balanced. And that's the only thing that's alike on both sides. Let's record what we have left. Negative x plus a negative 6 on the left. On the right, 3x plus 2. Remember, your goal here is to get x alone and together. So we've removed everything that we can. Now we need to start thinking about how to get the x's together. So I see 3x's on the right and negative x on the left. To get the x's together, we could put an x on both sides. That would cancel my negative x on the left. And I have to do it to the right to keep it balanced. Let's remove that 0 we created and record what we have left. Negative 6 on the left and 4x plus 2 on the right. And we added x to both sides. Our x's are together, but they are not alone. So let's focus on getting those 4x's alone by putting 2 negatives on each side. Keeping it balanced, we do it to the left and we do it to the right. We made 2 zeros on the right we can remove, and we'll record what we have left. Negative 8 on the left and 4 on the right. 4 x's, excuse me. And we added negative 2 to both sides. So we got our x's alone and together, but we need to figure out what one single x is. Since 4 x's equals negative 8, take those negative 8 and split them into 4 equal-sized groups. So let's break up our 5-unit tile piece, and let's break this into 4 equal groups. And it looks like we're going to have 2 negatives in each group, so each x should equal a negative 2. So negative 2 equals x is our final solution. This last step was a dividing both sides by 4, because we split each side into 4 groups. Remember to see your teacher if you have any more questions and if you are concerned about any of your legal moves that you use to solve this equation.